25th.
6 days left this month.
Fucking old.
Come on. Have a sit-down interview and a press conference by the end of the month.
Land of Kansas. How are you doing?
Beautiful. Glad you're here. Are there any interesting electoral things happening in Kansas, or are you guys doing your own thing over there and everything's all good?
Well, I think what we're focusing on right now is how to chase ballots and working on people to get out to vote, and then following through when people make sure they get that ballot turned in if they ask for one, and then where they can go vote early. Of course, we want to do it legally. We want high ethical, but we've got to get people out to vote across the finish line.
We got to play the game everywhere, including Kansas. I want to play this for you. I saw this the other day and I thought of you, because this is a brilliant act of political gamesmanship. And I'm curious if you can help me out with the backstory of what happened here. But this is the beginning. This is the setup of Kamala's whole play of, we're tough on the border and Trump is soft on the border. This is your colleague, Chris Murphy.
Well, it is going to resonate. It's true. We have to repeat this message
Morning,
over
XE.
and over, but it's a pretty simple message. Kamala Harris supported a tough bipartisan border security bill that would have fixed most of the problems at the border. Donald Trump was for it until he realized it would actually solve the problem. And then at the last minute, he instructed all of his allies in the Senate to
Yeah, it's supposed to be here too.
because he wants the border to be a mess.
So you think that's suddenly going to resonate in a way it hasn't for the last 6 months?
Well, I mean, all we can do is tell the truth. I mean, I can't make up a story that's not true. The truth is that the Republicans don't support cleaning up and addressing the border. They showed that this last year, and Democrats do. The truth is also...
Okay. What is the backstory of that bill that he's talking about, though?
The backstory is that we had James Langford trying to get work something, and it turned out to be a horrible bill. It is just that simple. They kept it in secret. They wouldn't let us know what it was. I kept asking James, will this address asylum? Will it address parole? If it doesn't address the asylum issue and address parole issue, then it's nothing. That accounts for 80% of the illegal crossings, asylum and parole. And he promised me it would, but at the end of the day, the Democrats wouldn't do it. It was a horrible bill. Look, Americans are smarter than that. They realize
I'm doing okay. How about you, Eggsy?
Secure border.
How's the work situation?
We do not have a secure border. This is all smoke.
I'm running late.
That bill is smoke and mirrors.
Be about 20 minutes late.
I actually will contend it would have made things worse. Sorry, I may get a little bit emotional, but I'm just so upset with the way that the last chapter of that legislation, what happened.
Do you blame Republican Senator James Langford? Like, was he making a bad bill, or was he taken advantage of against his will?
Gosh. That's a tough question. James is a good friend and a person I respect greatly. Listen, we were just set up for failure there. They had, 15, 20 people negotiating. We had one person. I just got to tell you, when I have to do a tough negotiation, I send in the meanest lawyer I can find. and several of them, right? They had all their experts in there. They had my focus during the pod. So he was in there by himself. I think I'm going to go back and criticize Senate leadership for sending one person in to do the job.
Oh no, I'm salary.
Yep.
I'm good.
I think Democrats knew it wasn't. I don't know anything. Right? My assessment is, from the outside, is that they knew this. The Democrats knew this wasn't going to pass, but they just set it all up so that they could then come back around with this rhetorical trick. Is that fair?
You got it. I think that look through their eyes for a second, like you just did. I think that's spot on. It's kind of like this debate situation. Kamala is trying to get out of the debate, but she wants it to look like it's Trump's fault, right? So they are good at this. They wake up in the morning with trickery, thinking of things that I never would have thought of. That's not the way my mind functions.
No, we're not like that. I don't either. They're trying to run to make it seem like Trump's the incumbent, all the way to the point of, on this third anniversary, we just talked to Congressman Zinke, that it's Trump's fault for the Afghanistan withdrawal. Like, she wasn't, as she said, the last person in the room. They're literally blaming Trump for everything that's happened the last 3.5 years. How are they going to be able to pull that one off?
I don't think so. Look, I wrote an editorial on projection, the Democrats' projection months ago, a year ago, and this is just a continuing example. They accuse other people of doing what they did. It's in their DNA. It's part of their game plan. Again, I just don't think that she can run from her records of this open border, her economic record as well, inflation, and still, at the end of the day, all this noise out there. I think that this election comes down to people who are concerned about the price of gasoline and groceries, and they're concerned about the southern border. Mike, I've done over 30 roundtables, town halls in the past 2 weeks in Kansas, and that's still their top concerns. There's some one-offs, but at the end of the day, they're concerned about the safety and security of their family. They're concerned about the price of gas and groceries. And despite some of those things that stabilize, what's not coming down is the cost of rent, the cost of child care. Insurance is just through the roof. So people have maxed their credit cards, and now they're not even living paycheck to paycheck. They're living credit card to credit card. So I really think the Democrats can make all the noise they want to. That's what it's going to do. Secure the border. I'm going to make life affordable again.
Yeah, well, Thomas Sowell, 94 years old, with that editorial saying everything you just said is right, but that's just not going to happen naturally on its own. That the case must be made, and we better hurry up. The clock is ticking. In Kansas, does everyone pronounce it rough, or is that as opposed to roof? You said it's going through the roof.
You shingle a roof. You shingle a roof.
You shingle a roof, but prices go through the roof.
Oh, yeah, prices go through the roof. There you go. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, both of those.
Roofs.
Like creek. We think creek and we think crypt sometimes.
That's right.
Both going on.
Okay, we got to figure out the exact protocol, at least in Kansas. Senator Roger Marshall, I appreciate you. Is there a website you want us to send anyone to help you out, help out the cause?
Of course.
Yeah, Marshall.senate.gov works, but I really think you follow us on Twitter at Roger Marshall. Indeed, that's where our action is. Follow us at Roger.
Maybe we should send some of the Haitians your way. They all have work permits for at least the next 2 years.
13 Gold Star families.
Plus.
2 years after Afghanistan. What a picture. Where was Kamala? Where was Joe Biden? I don't know how those folks sleep at night. They're responsible for the murder of those 13 soldiers. They're responsible for 200 or 300 Americans dying every day from fentanyl poisoning. So let's all jump on this and keep calling them out on Twitter.
Senator Roger Marshall, great talking to you. I appreciate it. Well, we'll call him out everywhere. It's not just there.
There we go.
Thank you, brother. Last one in the room comments. Last one in the room Afghanistan decision.
Get you some nice Haitian drivers.
Slater at Breitbart.com is my email. Slater Radio on the Twitter and Instagram. We'll do it again tomorrow. Slater, Breitbart is out. Spread the word.
If you're a proud American, that means if someone comes after your family, you gotta be ready. That's why you need the Mega 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. With 33 varieties of filling and flavorful meals. Not only does that include creamy chicken-flavored rice, old-fashioned Italian spaghetti, and savory, cheesy broccoli soup, but you'll also get a bonus protein kit with diced beef, flavorful chicken chunks, and 3 varieties of beans. The emergency food kit provides a whopping 2,500 calories per day to keep you well-fed and ready for anything. It's your solemn duty as an American to protect your family without waiting for handouts. And that starts with emergency food that you can depend on. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now to save $300 on your Mega 3-month emergency food kit. My Patriot Supply offers free shipping too. Get your Mega 3-month emergency food kit now at MyPatriotSupply.com.
Attention, small business owners. Do you need funding for your business? At LendSeek.com, we provide revenue-based working capital programs from $20,000 to $1 million. So whether it's funding for inventory, equipment, expansion, payroll, or other needs, seek no more.
It's the same like that in all these cities, man.
Simple application to access over
You whine a little bit to the driver, they just kick you off the bus.
AI-enabled lending platform to get you the best options in today's marketplace. If you've been
I felt threatened by him.
With monthly revenue of at least $50,000, you can
Morning,
receive
Jerry.
the business funding you need when it matters most, regardless of your personal credit score. Funds in your account in just 24 hours with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. There's no obligation and zero out-of-pocket costs. So apply for the business funding you need today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.
And not only get the shift, you're paying for that shit.
Secure borders. Free markets. Free markets.
Conservative principles live here.
We are
Sirius XM Patriot, Channel 125.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. With tension already running high between the Philippines and China over the disputed South China Sea, there's now talk of the U.S. entering the fray.
Of recent months, there have been a series of maritime confrontations.
Sure, we're going to try and get in any conflict we can, anything to try and save the current administration.
And the U.S. Admiral Samuel Paparo said it would be entirely reasonable for American naval vessels to escort Philippine boats. So far, Manila has refused U.S. assistance, rightly sensing that to involve America would be an escalation. And if Beijing continues trying to block Philippine operations in the South China Sea, Manila might be tempted to agree to U.S. offers of help.
The BBC's Michael Bristow. House Speaker Mike Johnson says the world hasn't faced this level of threat since the 40s. He's placing much of the blame for that on the Biden-Harris administration.
President Biden went to California for a little less than a week after his speech at the Democratic National Convention, and he is spending the next week in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, according to the White House. Speaker Johnson contended that Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, who's running for president, have, quote, no shame for their lack of leadership while in office. Johnson also issued a warning against Harris's presidential bid, arguing that the United States' adversaries fear her less than they fear Biden. He referenced the growing number of wars that have happened under Biden's watch and said his leadership has created, quote, the most dangerous time since World War II. In a Fox News interview, Johnson said, quote, you've got to have Donald Trump in the White House. He is the one that they fear and respect. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Ketchikan, Alaska on the alert for the possibility of another landslide after Sunday's rock and mud fall that left one person dead, 3 injured. A dangerous heat wave is expanding. It's spreading from the plains in the Midwest into the east. Watching Wall Street, Dow futures down 115. NASDAQ futures 81 points.
We've always had them.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, this is Eric, the CEO of Ultimate Tax Group. With my 2 decades of experience, I have helped thousands of hardworking American taxpayers like yourself. If you owe back taxes to the IRS or state, or have any unfiled tax returns, personal or business, never give up. My team and I will...
Other vehicle descriptions, you have the light currently, Woodville and Oak, 41. Thanks, Mark.
Traffic.
41.
Well, 2100 block of Monroe, Ohio. King Edward Nora 3391.
Pelosi admitted to it. Pelosi admitted to it in an interview. I mean, not directly, but she basically admitted to it. You read between the lines the way that she talks out of the side of her neck. Oh yeah? Normal, Illinois? Didn't even hear about it. Isn't there a Rivian plant up in Detroit too? Morning, Dirty. Little Mitsubishi plant. Quad Cities. Yeah, and they want to put that huge battery plant up in northern Michigan too. All China owned. My allergies still acting up from cutting all that grass yesterday. Horses, yeah, it's not a bad idea. I'll just take them. The shit hits the fan, I'm just taking that shit.
421, you can be Ida for now. I'll send a 3-sector crew. It's going to be past a fence on a known person. Okay, 222, you want to
Yeah, it reacts pretty volatile to oxygen, so once you break that seal.
914. 914.
Nice little plume of smoke too.
Just to make you aware, our alarm went off, fire alarm went off here at it was a block alarm. Okay.
Oh, left lane blocked, shit. Okay, where you going? Where you going? Thank you. Fall in. It's still there. At least they redid the roads here, or resurfaced them. It'll last till next spring. Such a waste, all this shit. One winter and this shit's tore up. Let's see. Woo. I'm looking at the story underneath it. The story underneath it, postal worker robbed by armed man in Peoria. I have to send that one to
Police are investigating after
54, Charles 22.
Here, Dirty, do me a favor, drop this link in Telegram. Oh, message retracted. Do you watch me during the day? I'm only YouTube only when I'm driving. My main channel, I simulcast to Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, DLive, and I'm trying to figure out why X and Facebook aren't working, but Gab, I don't know, man. Gab is having issues lately. And I guess pretty soon Truth Social will be available for streaming. Yeah, I don't know why X and the Facebook links aren't working with Rumble Studio, but yeah, I do that. All my desktop streams are multicast. The Secretary Union? Yeah. Yeah, my desktop streams, I usually send them out to all those. And whenever I do it through Rumble Studio, even on my mobile, I send it to about 5 different locations.
54, traffic.
54.
For some reason, X and the Facebook channel haven't.
Edward Union Adam 5964, White GMC Yukon.
Detroit Parkwood, Edward Union Adam 5964, Michigan Plate, White Yukon.
And then usually the last half hour or hour is just Rumble exclusive with the green screen on all the other channels. Trying to direct. I'm over 200 now, 200 followers on Rumble. So Rumble's going up a lot faster than YouTube is, that's for sure. On the main channel. I'm hovering right around 600 on the main channel.
311, you catch fire.
I get a boost every time I actually do some cop watching, but
411, I copy.
who did a federal crime? What are we talking about now? Who did a federal crime? And is it a just law? Oh, the post office robbery. Oh, yeah. I guess that's what you call it. That's his hometown. If he'd been out cop watching, that would have been a good one to go get, but go record at. I don't know what you'd record because the guy probably got away. I didn't even read the story. I just saw it below the one that Jerry dropped. I mean, they don't even mail out Social Security checks anymore. I don't know what are you going to rob the postal worker for?
421, you're covered by one.
When people like mail cash, they usually do it in FedEx boxes and stuff. Officer Tatum. Ooh, communist. Comrade Kamala. I like some of his takes, but he's a pretty staunch statist. Yeah, that's true. I like the Hodge twins better. They're straight. I mean, they're statist too, but they love saying the N-word. Wonder what happened between the Hodge twins and Crowder, though. That's pretty odd. They did like 4 shows, and then they were supposed to have their own little spin-off show as well, and it just evaporated. Crowder does piss a lot of people off that he works with. I will say that. Yeah. That wasn't a nomination, that was a coronation. Let's keep it straight. Well, that's if you completely believe everything Dave says. I've followed Dave for a long time, and he's not always that completely honest. I don't believe so. Could be wrong.
42 on close, I'll go over there.
Okay, 42.
All right, guys. I'll probably at least turn it on to listen to the scanner, and if I get a moment and some time, I'm gonna keep pumping these desktop streams as long as I can do it and still get a few viewers. I did get one good read in yesterday and when it dropped below 25. Later, Dirty. Have a good one too. Peace.